Hey everyone, how we doing? Welcome back to Midgard. For those of you that are slightly more observant than everyone else, you've probably noticed there's a gaping hole in the forest on the map. Boy oh boy are we starting something big today. A couple of episodes ago we built that villager breeder there, which is way over in that direction. This week what we're going to be building is a trading hall. Now that will of course add another section on this side of the wall complete, but the main idea here is that this villager breeder, as I said in the episode where I built it, it doesn't look very fitting with the rest of this world at the moment. It's literally just a bit... There's a villager escaped. Escapee! Let's get him. I flew right through him. He's a ghost, or am I a ghost? Am I dead? But the point is, this build is not fitting with the rest of the Viking world. So, what I'm going to do, because it's actually more important to me, is build the trading hall first, and that will be fitting with the Viking style world. And then, once I have villagers in there, just in case I mess up the functionality of this village somehow while I'm designing the build around it, I want to make sure I get the villager trading hall built first, and then I will come back and build something over this to make it look a lot better. But this is what we've cleared out, a massive space here. It's going to be a big trading hall, so we're going to need this space. We may not need all of it, but we can always add other houses because, like I say, this is the start of something big. That something big is basically just one hall that's going to be the start of many in this entire area. They will encompass lots of different farms, but I'm going to build them really, again, with the rest of the village or rest of the world, really aesthetically pleasing and fitting with the Viking theme. So without any further ado, I'm going to get building. And this is what we end up with. I think it's come together quite well. There were some lighting issues up the top for certain. I think I'm going to add some decorative lighting in up there at some point, but for the moment, because I want to actually get this working first, I've basically just laid string across all of these beams, just on the, literally on top of them, just to stop the spawning that was happening up there, because otherwise I'm going to end up putting my villagers in here, and then zombies and creepers and skeletons, they're going to spawn up there. The zombies will fall down, attack all the villagers, and then I'll basically just have a barn full of walkers, a la The Walking Dead. I don't think I'm going to have any copyright issues just mentioning that, am I? I hope not. So I tried on the side of this build to get a bit of a curve. A lot of the pictures I could find on Google of, you know, long Viking halls like this had a bit of a curve like the bottom of a ship. It's not the biggest curve in the world, but it does look more curvy from certain angles. When you get this close, it barely looks curved at all. But from about here, that's got quite a nice curve to it. It's not glaringly obvious, you know, I don't want a hill. But it's not quite straight either, which I think it works. It goes all right. Now this, of course, is just the hall. I've still yet to decorate all of the outside of it, but as I said earlier, I'm going to be putting quite a few of these around this area, so I think I might just do the decoration of all of the outside areas once I've got all the halls built, and then I can just, like I say, decorate the outside areas in one full episode or something. I don't really know yet, but I'm not going to do it right now. What I do need to start doing, however, is moving some villagers into the trading hall. But before I do that, there's something else that I need to build. And to show you what that is, we're very quickly back in a creative world. So those of you that recognise this contraption behind me will know exactly what it is. Obviously, because you recognise it. What a ridiculous thing to say. However, for those of you that don't recognise it, the point of it is basically when you trade with villagers, once you cure them of zombification, they actually offer you better trades or more economic for us trades. So what I'm going to do is all the villagers that I'm breeding up are going to be going through this sort of contraption in my world. So I've made sure it definitely works right through to the end, and it definitely does. But basically the way it works is the villagers will come down into this little section here. There's actually quite a few villages in there, as you can see. They're all very trapped, but the point is they come down, they're trapped in this little contraption that gets turned back there. Once you press that button, a minecart comes out and basically just goes round and round until it gets a villager in it, which happened quite quickly that time. You then switch the lever back and he goes down there into there, gets zombified. You can then press that button, and then once he's there, you use a potion of weakening and a golden apple. That will, given a couple of minutes, it will cure him of his zombification. You can then press the button again and he shoots off and ends up wherever this track leads to. But that simple little contraption just gives me much more efficient and economic trades. This isn't, well, it's kind of my design. I've basically watched lots of videos on it and compiled the bits that I liked into a design that suited me. There's one design that I saw that actually I really quite liked. That was by a YouTuber called A Civilian, so I will leave the link for that down in the comments section or the doobly-doo description of the video, so that you can go and have a look at that if you'd like to. It's actually a really good tutorial on how to build this sort of thing. It looks more complicated than mine, but that's because it's much more compact and much more useful, really. This is just a very simple one because space for me is not an issue. So it's been a couple of days since that last clip was recorded, and I have been a busy little boy. So if we go down here, this is obviously exactly the same, that looks the same, but there's two little channels of water here. That one for coming up, that one for coming down. So in here it's going to be very noisy. You will see why in a second. You can probably already hear them. A few villagers. There's a zombie. It's just generally a noisy room. I'm going to stand back here. Yeah, I think that takes most of it away. So this is my version of what you just saw me build in this creative world. And I've actually added up here a dispenser with Arrow of Weaknesses on. Instead of using splash potions, that's actually more efficient. or not efficient in terms of it will do the same job, but you get more for each potion when you're using arrows as opposed to just throwing a splash potion at it. So this is a villager that I have already converted from a zombie villager back to this villager, and I'm basically just going to show you this whole process from start to finish. So I've already got this set up. We'll see where that's going in a second. So I'm just going to send him off to do what he needs to do. Now that's the track going backwards and forwards. If I hit that button, there we go, we've got a villager. Hit that and he goes down there. Switch that back, otherwise I'll forget. There we go, so he's a zombie villager. Click that one, he'll go all the way to there. Hit a button, arrow of weakness down, he's being weakened. Grab a golden apple. Hit that, and he makes a lot of noise and will heal. Now what I've been doing, because he can take quite a few minutes to heal and return back to a normal zombie. Sorry, normal villager. We don't want him to be a zombie, that's why we're doing it. But while that's happening, what I've been doing is coming back up here, and this is where I will now show you where that track went. Ouch. So that's like literally, this is just a hill that he comes up and through. And if we go and hit, this is going to be noisy as well, I'm afraid. If we go in here, you can see that I've actually started already to get a lot of villagers in. So I've been naming them just because I know villagers don't, or very rarely despawn. But I have on previous worlds had issues where I've come back to my trading hall and just all of a sudden everyone's disappeared. So I've named them all just by what they're going to give me. These are, well, obviously these are the main reason you want a trading hall. These guys over here, I've got literally just named them Farmer, Fisherman, Fletcher. I haven't named him yet actually. I need to do that. But these guys will all give me, you know, that one's for blast protection 4. He's got other ones, but it's the first one that's more important to me, and you'll see what I mean by that in a second. So this is all just a temporary setup. It's all eventually going to look like this. But what I do is I get him in his minecart all the way up there. Click on that to keep him in. Get rid of that. Where did it go? Did I pick it up? Yes, I did. Excellent. That just, this bit, by the way, that just stops him jumping outside of the area once I take him out of the minecart. These solid blocks keep him in that position. And then take away just that one to begin with. And then do that. Now, as you can see, I've already put a lectern in there. He's already registered as using that one because, of course, all the other workstations in this area have been taken, so that was the only one that was free. He's registered as using that one. The reason I put that up there is because now that I do that, he can't jump and jump on top of the lectern and run away, because these guys are basically in prison, let's be honest. So let's have a quick look at what he's giving us. Fire aspect 2, I'm not happy with that. So what I've been doing is just quickly do that and that. Now the reason I'm doing that is because what I can do now, if I just take them out, is I can take that lectern away. He still can't run away. But as I place it back down, and of course because he's now got no spare workstation, he's turned back just to a normal villager. As I place this lectern, he registers again, and he will have different trades. So basically, I just keep doing that over and over and over until I get something that I want to keep, which can take quite a while. There we go, so a couple of minutes later, and he's got projectile protection. Now, to lock in that trade and make sure he doesn't just randomly change it again, what I need is I've got a load of paper in these shulker boxes. So if I just make a few trades with him here, that will lock in all of his trades and make sure that he stays as selling projectile protection. And then of course it's just a case of removing those leftover bits on top. I need to go and get a name tag and name him projectile protection 4. Oh, and we've just unlocked Silk Touch as well. Excellent. I mean, I do have one of these guys was Silk Touch somewhere. Which one was it? Oh, the one right next to him. So he's Silk Touch. That was one of his first trades, or that was his first trade. He's also done Riptide 3 if I ever get a Trident. But this guy is predominantly going to be projectile protection 4. So let's go and get a name tag out of here. And actually let's get 2 because I need one for the butcher as well. Just need to go off and name them. There we go. So just want to name him and name him. And the very last thing we need to do before we go back to the breeder is we want to set up the next thing. So what do we want? We want some more of these. 2, 3, 4. I've run out. Have I got any in here? Oh, I have. Excellent. So 2 more there. And I think actually I'm going to move that one to there just to make sure he can get all the way up. There we go, that's ready for the next one. Last little bit there. Another lectern underneath to make sure he becomes... What are these guys called? I can't actually remember the name of these guys, but a lectern man. Librarian. He's a librarian. I forgot the word librarian, guys. So after that, we now just want to go back because, of course, we were getting our zombie villager. He was turning back into a normal villager. By now, I would like to think that's done. I would imagine it was done a while ago now, but it's going to be noisy again. Yep, there he is. So we got the minecart from the one we just sent up, so we'll shove that back in there. Get one of them out. There he is. Get him going across and down. Get out of the way so the zombie can't see me, because I realised if I stand here, the zombie wants to attack me and not the zombie villager. He can now go. He can go across here. Get an apple. Hit that one. Get that. And that starts the whole process all over again. And I basically just need to keep doing that until the hall is full of everyone I want. So I spent the last few hours repeating that and just getting more and more enchantments that I'm after. And as you can tell by the rotten flesh in my hand, I killed a zombie. But there's something special about this zombie. The special thing is he was really, really annoying. Check out this end of the hall. So he broke through. The reason I know he broke through that door is that he was holding it. He broke through the door and he went literally villager by villager, just turning them into zombies. That's, yeah, frustrating. If these guys don't keep their enchantments that they had, I may just quit Minecraft altogether, if I'm honest. They didn't. Thank goodness for that. Look, Fortune 3. Sweeping Edge. Oh, I missed him. Sweeping Edge 3. Knockback 2. They kept him. Thank God for that. So, I really don't want that to happen again. So, I know it's not all that in keeping with the build, but I've put iron doors with little buttons on the outside just because I really need to protect these villagers. I'm not going around and coming back and finding this whole area with just zombie villagers again. I'm not doing it. I'll just accept the fact that, you know, let's pretend that Vikings had iron doors, shall we? I mean, they definitely had iron, but we'll pretend that they made it into doors. Another few hours later and we are looking pretty good. We've got all of our librarians down this side with lots of enchantments, and down this side we've got one of every other type of villager that you can get. Now there is obviously about half of this hall, or half of this side of the hall, completely untouched. I'm gonna leave that for the moment just because there are still a few enchantments that I want. I mean, I've got a lot of the protections. I've got fire protection, blast protection and projectile protection, but I don't have protection itself. And there's probably a few other enchantments that at some point I'm gonna want, and at that point I will then come across and add in more librarians for that desired enchantment. But for the moment, this will do me. I'm really happy. I don't like that. I need to change that step out. But I'm really happy with how that is now looking. I'm going to call that done, which means that we've got another one of those done. Can I reach that? No. Okay, well, we'll just leave that. We've got another farm done. That's our... well, it's not really a farm, is it? It's an enchanting hall. But another section on the farm wall complete. And with that, we have unfortunately run out of time. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. And I hope you enjoyed as much as I enjoyed making it. And I will see you in the next video. See you later.